shall we? Let's start with Kyle Shanahan. This was the worst game of his career. And let's give him some excuses. One, he's facing a great defense. Two, he's facing Mike McDonald in particular, who owns him. Talk about ownage. This guy has given up 3 points and then 17 and then 17. I mean, owns Kyle Shanahan. That was a good hire from Seattle. 3 points, though. I mean, this guy couldn't string together 2 successful plays until the fourth quarter. And once again, it's like your personnel usage comes into question. First of all, the play call is like, this is classic Kyle. He'll go 3 months or it's like, man, this guy can't miss. Man, he's unstoppable. And then with like the biggest moment of the season on the line, the number 1 seed on the line, where are you? What are you doing? Where are the stuff? Where's the stuff that was working all season? You're calling stuff you haven't called all. You called a double reverse flea flicker. How about a fucking, pardon my French, how about a freaking pass to Jake Tonjes, man? All these things that have been working all year and you just go away from them to do what? To force the ball to Juwan Jennings? I mean, Jake Tonjes asserted himself as a weapon. Kittle comes back. Kittle is not healthy. 5 catches for 29 yards. The only time you target him is like around the line of scrimmage. He can't run. Instead of just playing someone who's not healthy and not helping you as a receiver, as a blocker, play the healthy tight end who's on fire. It's not a big deal when you leave Tonjes on the bench when you're winning, but when you lose and you score 3 points, all of your decisions come into play. Like no Sky Moore on offense. Ricky Pearsall didn't play. You couldn't get Sky Moore any touches. Why? Because you were so intent on getting the ball to DeMarcus Robinson for his 24 yards, or you needed to throw to. I mean, you couldn't get the ball to Kendrick Bourne, who was balling. You never try to get the ball to Sky Moore, who's legitimately explosive. Instead, you want to throw 6-yard passes to Juwan Jennings, who's double covered. I don't know. I feel like Kyle was... What the hell was that from Kyle? I feel like he was... I don't know. I feel like he gave himself the excuse before the game even started. Like the fact that they played on a short week and had to play on Saturday instead of Sunday, I feel like he was kind of depressed about it. Like, oh, man, if we had played on Sunday, we would have had Trent. And if we had played on Sunday, we would have had Ricky. And it's not fair. And the NFL has it in for us. I guess. So you don't have Trent, you don't have Ricky, and you go to the worst game plan of your career. You couldn't find anything that worked until the fourth quarter. Robert Saleh did a better... The defense was better than your offense. I don't know what to say. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, this is him. Like, he had an opportunity in this game, not only to secure the number 1 seed, but also to secure the coach of the year. He was the favorite coming into this game. Everyone agreed this is the best job he's done, and he's taking a step. He's a different guy. He's matured. He's not going to choke this year. And maybe he won't, man. Maybe he's getting it out of the way, out of his system early, and now he's just going to run the table. But this is what he does every year, whether he's good, whether he's bad. At the critical moment, he's the reason. Like, who was the biggest culprit in this game? Him. Who performed worse? Kyle or Brock? Kyle. Who performed worse? Kyle or Saleh? Obviously Kyle. And that's what's so strange about him. How can a guy who can be so elite, who can be like the consensus best play caller in the league, do this? Even if Christian had caught that pass, even if they had somehow scored a touchdown on that drive, which is not a given, that's no given they win that game. They're still losing. Their defense still couldn't stop a run. I feel like a big part of the 49ers aura, their magic, is that they have unwavering belief in Kyle. Like, it doesn't matter if Trent's not out there. It doesn't matter if Brock's the quarterback or Mac's the quarterback or Warner's got the green dot. It doesn't matter because Kyle is a cheat code. And he's going to figure it out, and he's going to scheme people open, and he's just on another level. And they believe that. And I think it fuels them. I think it fueled them last week against the Bears. But when he does this, which he does at least once a season, usually in the last game of the season, at least he saved it to the last game of the regular season this year, which is good. I feel like the Niners take a long time to recover. The last time he coached this poorly was the Super Bowl. And the Niners took a full year to recover from that loss. Kyle did too. What was the best play he called in that game? He called a pass on 4th and 2. Was it 4th and 2 or 3rd and 2? That stupid pass to DeMarcus Robinson. He called a pass to Kyle Juszczyk on 4th and 1. What? Like, was he not calling plays in this game? Like, was it evil Kyle Shanahan back there? Remember like 30 years ago when they had that South Park with evil Cartman and he had a goatee and he would just say hella? Was that Kyle? Was it goatee Kyle? He would just say, man, that's hella cool. I don't know. I'm not saying fire Kyle Shanahan, but like this is the Kyle Shanahan experience. He gets your hopes up. He makes you think he's the best. He does just enough to break your heart. He lost to Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak was better than Kyle Shanahan tonight. And Clint Kubiak wasn't even particularly good. But you know what Clint Kubiak did that Kyle Shanahan didn't do? Clint Kubiak made damn sure that Sam Darnold wasn't going to lose this game. He called a safety first game. He called a lot of runs. He worked around Sam Darnold, who was solid. Kyle, in the red zone, calling passes. I mean, yeah. I guess if you have the best quarterback in the league, why not, right? But it seemed to me that it was a grim, gritty game, and the team that turned it over was going to lose, and the Niners turned it over because they didn't take as much care as the Seahawks did. The Seahawks were very conservative, safety first. The Niners had one good drive and aired it out. Interception. I don't know, man. It's disconcerting from Kyle Shanahan. Let's take some super chats, just a few. Travis, Jeffrey, new member, thank you. Mira, HB, new member, thank you. Osama bin Shanahan says, like and subscribe so Grant wins the YouTube war with that clown Lombardi. I support that. Johnny Cristo. Shout out Johnny Cristo. Kyle, Shanna Scam, speak on it, old sage. Been good to hear from you, man. Back from the Santa Rosa Press Democrat days. Aztec says, Grant, those uniforms suck, big cheeks. Just because you look like the Raiders don't mean you got to play like them, Grant. QC them out of here, please. I hate those uniforms. And I told you if they lose this game, they're never going to wear those uniforms again. You don't want to bring out ugly, alternate uniforms in a historic game. Because when the Niners go back and watch the film, it's like, what are we wearing? You look like the XFL Demons. I couldn't tell who had the ball ever. You don't have black in your color scheme. That's the Raiders. You're red and gold with a little bit of white, man, and that's good. It's gorgeous. Scorpion Killer says, Kyle seemed to be way more conservative this game. Felt like that's the reason they couldn't get downfield, unlike last week. He just seemed much more scared of the Hawks. Is Kyle Kyle's worst enemy? Yes! Yes, Kyle is Kyle's worst enemy. It was funny after the game. Go back and watch his press conference. Someone's like, well, what'd you think? So the first question was, what'd you think of the Seahawks defense? And Kyle always does this after losses, embarrassing losses. He says, well, it's exactly what we expected. What do you mean it's exactly what you expected? So this was just a self-fulfilling prophecy? I heard on the other day, Clay Kubiak said it was going to be a grind. That was the first tip-off that this team was not confident. Then Kyle says, we expected this? Then he clarified and said, well, we didn't expect to score 3 points. But you expected to get your ass whooped, and you did. That's what happens when you expect things. Nate says, what was the play calling by Kyle? Looked like he was playing scared. I don't know, man. He was too cute. Kyle will always be the problem. Sad Fernando. Aztec says, catch Lynch surprised at that 17-yard gain for a first. Yeah, John, we weren't surprised. You failed to trade for defensive help. Look in the mirror. Yeah, but like it was a run play, man. They were supposed to be revamping their run defense this year. Pantsman17 says trade Bosa and Jennings for picks. Let Trent retire and rebuild. Get Max Crosby and build an O-line. Trade CMC if you can get anything for him. I'm going to talk about Max Crosby in a minute.